Hey guys, it's Ron from MyHeroDesign.com. Today I'm here to talk about a new software program called FlickGraph. And this is a software product created by the creators of Explaindio and more. And what that allows you to do is create a popular form of image known as the Cinemagraph, which is basically a video with only part of that video showing. Only part of that image now is animated, and it's basically known as a living image. So these are becoming very popular and more popular because of the autoplay feature in social media. They're used extensively on websites now. The file sizes are generally small. And here we have a pinwheel, and here we have a car that is driving, but the rest of the image is static, as you can see here. What I'd like to do is show you the original movie. Okay, and you can see that this is a video of a car driving down a street. What we've done is we have converted that into a cinemagraph where only the car is moving, and even the reflection on the car is moving, but you'll notice that the rest of the image is static. This is a very good example of what a cinemagraph is. And you can see here, as you scroll down, we have the autoplay feature. And this is how these are used in social media, in advertisements, or just posts. And you notice that they grab your attention. They loop pretty seamlessly, and they're really cool to look at. They grab attention, and they've been proven to be very effective. If we continue to scroll down, you'll notice that our pinwheel now is activated, and this is what you would see in your timeline. And again, you can instantly see why these are so popular. We have the built-in auto play and auto loop function in Facebook, I believe in Twitter, Instagram. They're all being used like that. So this is where you would use the MP4 file that you generate, and the video will loop just like an animated GIF would. If we go back to our examples here, we got the pinwheel. You notice that nothing else is moving in the background, but in the original image, everything is moving. Now down here, I apologize for the somewhat racy nature of these images, but I needed an image where I had someone looking in the mirror and where there was a decent amount of separation between the person and the reflection. Now what we have here is a woman looking at herself in the mirror. But you'll notice that the woman herself now is not moving, while the reflection is the only part of the image that is moving now. So this is something that just immediately grabs attention. It's something really cool, and again is a reason that cinemagraphs are so popular. And we made all of these using FlickGraph. Here is the exact opposite of the above image. You'll notice now that the woman is moving, but her reflection is not. So again, another cool cinemagraph that can have many uses in fashion, modeling, diet, weight loss, whatever you want to do. You know, you get the idea. But this is something that would also autoplay in social media. You can put it on your website, just like the others here. Okay, so already you have a very good idea of what this software can do, why the genre is so popular. And what I'd like to do is dive right in, show you how this works. I'm going to take that pinwheel video again and try to do another version of it where the spinning is a little slower. So you see it starts out slow, and then it's going to gain momentum as the wind picks up. So you see it speeding up, and that's kind of where ours is right now. Here it's going very quick. So I'm going to first decide what my video loop is going to be for the animation. And I want to get this as seamless as possible. I'm just going to look until, I want the green to go all the way around and come back up. So I'm just going to fine tune this. Let's try this. Alright, so this looks like the wind is blowing it again. We have a short loop to keep the file size down, and I'm going to lock that in place. The next thing I'm going to do, you can choose your still image, which is going to be the static image of the non-animated. For this image, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to choose any point here and lock it in. And now we need to animate the part of the image we want to animate. I'm going to click on this camera button. That will open up the erase feature. I've done a lot of playing around with this for a couple days and hours. I have some tips and tricks now on how this works best. And so your first bonus from us is going to be a detailed walkthrough video that shows what I've learned in all this time to save you time in reducing the learning curve. Overall, the software is very easy to do, as you'll see, but there are some tricks, of course. Alright, so first, I'm just gonna get this out of the way and get our pinwheel going. Make sure the whole thing is animated and moving. Everything's looking good. You see here we're already kind of 80% done. And I'd like to fine tune this now. And you can see here in the stem that this is where it starts to give away that something is not right. So I'm just going to shrink down my area here and just fill in the stem a little bit so I get the full shadow. Alright. And I'm done. I mean, that is it. So, obviously you'll want to save your project. I've already saved it, but I'll save it again. Give it a name here. This is going to be Pinwheel Slower. I'm going to replace it. Alright, you notice we have our static background, our animated area now. I'm just going to triple check that I covered all of this here. Okay. Export video. Now, very rarely are you going to want the full size if you're doing full HD. I mean, there are reasons that you would use it. Maybe one of them is because you want it as a looping background video for your website, so then keep it there. In general, I'm going to go at least down to regular HD. Export my MP4. And I'm going to take a look at that now. Should be right here. And there we have our MP4. And now if it looped, it would loop pretty seamlessly because we chose the right start and end points. And this brings me to the first issue I had with this software. Alright, as you know, I am always as honest as possible when it comes to reviews. And so when I exported into GIF format, the GIF format was pretty grainy, and I contacted Andrew and said, hey, this isn't going to fly. And he already acknowledged the issue, and they're working on reprogramming the software so that the GIF export is much, much better. Basically, they were going right from the project to GIF, but now what they're going to do is they're going to export it to MP4 in the background and then convert that MP4 to GIF, which is the right thing to do. So it may not be ready today, but it will be ready in a couple days. So in the meantime, my solution is simply this. I found this free program called GIF Rocket. Now this is only for Mac, and since I only recommend products that I test, I don't know what there is for Windows. I'm guessing there are many more programs that are free for Windows users. So all you have to do is Google free MP4 to GIF converter, and you'll be able to convert your MP4s into high resolution animated GIF files. For me, all I have to do is drop it into the software, and it's taking a little longer than usual because I've got the screencast software going, which takes up a lot of RAM here. But any second now, we should hear a ding, and we have our finished GIF. So this is updated today, and if we open with Chrome, you'll see that we have a very, very nice looking and realistic Cinemagraph, or at least a professional Cinemagraph, because we're going for non-realistic, of course, because the rest of the image is static. So what we have is a really cool effect. The file size is 1.9 megs, which is good for an animated GIF. The other one that we did, if I can find it, is 892 kilobytes. So again, great size for the GIF, and you can put it up on your website, and it's not going to take up too much of your loading time and all of that. So now we've got our MP4, we've got our GIF. We can use the MP4 on social media like this and have that cool autoplay like you're seeing here. And also on your website, you'll notice these are really big. So how can this be a GIF? Well, it's not. These are MP4 videos in a loop. And the really nice thing about these MP4 videos is look at the size here. 782 kilobytes for a video. The original one, the faster version, is only 1 megabyte, So very small size videos that you can throw on your website. I'm using WordPress here, and one thing that I found, and this leads me to our other big and I consider to be crucial bonus, is that I spent many, many hours trying to find the right shortcode or the right plugin or anything that would allow me to seamlessly loop a video on WordPress, and I couldn't find it. There would always be that loading thing again, and it just ruined the effect. So finally, I took apart a free plugin and modified it so that it actually does what it should for a Cinemagraph, which is to loop the MP4 seamlessly like you're seeing now. All of these. Alright, and now when I say seamlessly, it just means that they loop from start to finish. You don't see a reload. Something like this, you notice it's pretty obvious that it's a loop, right? But these are just as popular in social media and websites and more because of the effect, right? We have her static and the reflection is moving. We have the reflection static and she's moving. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the plugin that's modified, and I'm also going to give you the shortcode that you need to put in your site so that it actually does everything correctly. And I'm also going to show you how you can hyperlink your videos so that they go to the website of your choice. Now this is for WordPress users right now only, so just keep that in mind. And that pretty much covers it. For the sake of course, again, we're talking honesty here. I had one other issue. Now the main competitor is Cinemagraph Pro. Here's a test image I was working on. You notice this is a video, but now everything is static except for her hand. And I was able to actually recreate this in FlickGraph as well with the same quality. But what is nice here is that I can go and edit the start and end points after I've done all my work. So if I feel like I need to tweak it, I can do that. In FlickGraph, right now you cannot. If I were to unlock this, all of my work would be lost and I have to start over. Now, look, 99% of the time, once you find your start and end points, you're not going to need to edit them, and you're not going to need to edit your still image. However, I did find that there were times that I did want to go back and tweak it without losing all my work. I mean, what's the point? I told Andrew, and this will be updated in a couple days as well. So, in the future, you will have pretty much all the functionality of the main competition and at a much lower price. So the cost, I believe, is going to be $67 for the front end, the software. And if you want to upgrade to a commercial license, it'll be another $97. So you're looking at something around $160 total if you want to sell your images or use it for clients, etc. And that is still half the price, I believe, or less of the one-time cost for Cinemagraph Pro. And they also offer, the competition does, a around $17 a month membership for the software, and you can see how that'll add up very quickly, and eventually you'll pay way more than what you would pay for FlickGraph. One thing that FlickGraph doesn't have is a place to upload your MP4 videos. You have to upload those yourself. The competition currently does have a pretty cool, if you're a monthly member, it does have a cool thing where you can upload your MP4 videos and then embed them on any website. So that's the workaround I came up with for WordPress is that modified plugin. But I did want to tell you that that's one thing that Cinemagraph Pro does have, that FlickGraph currently doesn't, and I don't know if they ever will. So just keep in mind, everything is hosted by you, which is fine. I personally don't have a big problem with that at all. I tend to use Box.com and Amazon S3 and my own WordPress hosting and more for all of my media. And as you can see, that's just working just fine here. And it's just kind of the way it always is. So to me, it's a non-issue, but I figured I'd bring it up. So again, to recap, I did find some bugs. I did find some problems with the GIF export. I did find some problems that I couldn't go back and edit stuff that I've already edited as far as start and end points, but all of that is going to be resolved. So I can give this software a hearty thumbs up. I do recommend it, especially with that lovely price that we have going in this launch. For our bonuses, first off, you get a detailed walkthrough video that we'll have created and finished in the very near future, hopefully by the end of the day. Secondly, you will have, and that will help with the learning curve for sure. I mean, it's a very easy software, but there are tips and tricks that I doubt you're going to find anywhere else. Secondly, you're going to get the WordPress modified plugin so that you can do exactly what you're seeing here. And even I'll show you the short code that you need to use. And I'm going to show you how to hyperlink your videos, just like these videos are hyperlinked here. And also, I'm going to remove the My Hero Design watermark, and I'm going to give you these cinemagraphs to use in your own projects. You can do whatever you want with them. There are no restrictions. And, if we end up creating some more cool cinemagraphs, we'll just add those to the download folder, and you'll be notified, and you'll have some ready to go cinemagraphs on top of everything else. Other OTOs, there is a club where you can get good videos for cinemagraphs on a monthly basis, and that's really good because one of the secrets to a good cinemagraph is that you need a image that doesn't have camera movement and that has elements that you can isolate from other moving elements. All right, so here you'll notice there is a, a gap between the reflection and the woman. If they overlapped, I wouldn't be able to use it. With this car, if something went by the wheel right now in the video, I wouldn't be able to use it. So I had to spend quite some time finding these videos myself. And with the club, you can, skip that. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. Just go to a stock video site and look around for a while. But if you want that work taken care for you, Andrew was smart enough to think of that, and he'll provide them for you as an optional membership. So again, you're getting a lot of value here in the software and our bonuses. And of course, you can always reach out to us via our support. We've got this life vest right here. So if you purchase through our affiliate link and you have some problems with the software or whatever, instead of waiting for Andrew's team to get back to you, you have my team, which will get back to you much faster because we won't be overwhelmed by support tickets. Well, that's it for our walkthrough video and our review, our verdict, our bonuses, all of the above. Thank you as always for watching, and have a great day.